What if I told you the all-in-one, do-it-all CRM era isn't just fading, it's dying? That the bloated, overpriced tools companies have been clinging to are quietly being replaced by smarter, faster, way more focused alternatives. The next 3 years in SaaS aren't about playing it safe. They're about ripping up the old playbook, and whoever figures that out first is going to clean up. AI isn't just a buzzword anymore. Hyper niche is the new scale. So the real question is, are you building for the next wave or stuck polishing a sinking ship? And that, right there, is the Achilles heel of generic software. Trying to please everyone means it ends up delighting no one. That exact frustration, it's creating some of the biggest money moves in SaaS right now, hyper-focused, industry-specific platforms. This is where vertical SaaS walks in like it owns the place. It's not a fresh trend. It's more like a well-aged idea that just got supercharged by demand. This isn't software for small businesses. This is software for North American dental clinics with 3 chairs and a receptionist named Carol. This is software for independent wineries that hate QuickBooks. It's precise, it's obsessed, and it's exploding. Expected to smash past $369 billion by 2033, growing like it's on rocket fuel. Why is this model absolutely murdering its horizontal cousins? Start with workflow fluency. Generic tools make you adapt. Vertical SaaS fits you like it's been stalking your to-do list. Let's say you're in construction. A regular task manager lets you manage tasks. Groundbreaking. But something like Procore, it understands lien waivers, subcontractor licenses, RFIs in the exact format an architect wants. It speaks construction, it lives on the job site, and because of that, it's not optional, it's critical. Then there's regulatory street smarts. If you're in healthcare, finance, legal, you can't mess around. A one-size-fits-all CRM doesn't even know what HIPAA is. But niche tools, they were born with compliance built in. That's not just a bonus. That's a license to operate. And that's why healthcare SaaS is about to explode past $452 billion by 2029. When the rules are complex, the money follows whoever writes software that actually understands them. And here's where it gets even juicier. Churn stays low, revenue goes high. Why? Because if your entire business runs on a tool built specifically for your industry, switching isn't just annoying, it's terrifying. These tools become so intertwined with operations, regulations, workflows, that even considering a replacement feels like elective surgery. Customers stick. Prices stay premium. You're not competing with everyone. You're competing with no one because you're the one. Oh, and the cherry on top, marketing becomes a sniper rifle. Horizontal SaaS throws cash at broad audiences, crossing fingers. Vertical SaaS, it knows where its people hang out. It knows what they're struggling with. Your campaigns speak directly to one tribe with one problem and one solution. CAC drops, ROAS climbs. And you grow without hemorrhaging ad spend like it's a blood sport. So here's the takeaway. Stop building Swiss Army knives. Start building scalpels. You don't need to out-feature Salesforce. You need to out-understand a specific group. Pick a niche you know. Build software so custom it feels psychic. That's where the fortune is. All right, let's talk about the buzzword that's been thrown around more than a frisbee at a founder's retreat. AI-powered. At this point, if you see that phrase in a SaaS pitch, there's a 90% chance it's just a glorified autocomplete or a chatbot that couldn't pass a Turing test if its life depended on it. Most of what we've seen so far is what I call bolt-on AI. It's like someone duct-taped a Roomba to a spreadsheet and called it innovation. Cute? Sure. Useful? Barely. It's a feature, a gimmick, a shiny object to sprinkle into your marketing site and pretend your product just stepped out of the future. But here's the truth. Slapping AI onto an old product doesn't make it smart. It makes it noisy. The real shift, the one that's going to create the next great SaaS fortunes, isn't about using AI as a layer. It's about building the entire product around AI from day one. Welcome to the era of AI native companies. These aren't tools that use AI, these are tools that are AI. What does that actually mean? It means AI isn't hiding in the corner making suggestions you ignore. It's the brain of the operation. It's the engine, the transmission, and the wheels. This isn't a horse-drawn carriage with a motor strapped to the back. This is a Tesla with no steering wheel taking you somewhere you didn't even know you needed to go. Here's where things get spicy. We're about to see software evolve in three massive ways. First, from passive to psychic. Right now, most software is glorified storage. Your CRM logs calls, your analytics tool shows some charts, cool. But it's up to you to figure out what any of it means. AI native software doesn't sit back, it acts, it tells you which customers are about to ghost you weeks before they do. It shifts your ad spend in real time based on what's working right now. It goes from, here's some data, to, hey, I fixed this while you were eating a sandwich, massive upgrade. Second, enter the AI agents. Forget if this then that workflows. Those are toddler toys compared to what's coming. Agentic AI is like hiring a digital co-founder who doesn't sleep. You give it a goal, say, increase trial conversions by 15% this quarter. And it builds the strategy, writes the emails, segments the list, tests everything, tweaks based on performance, and keeps going. It doesn't ask you for every little decision. It just does the work. Gartner's already predicting that by 2028, a third of enterprise apps will have this kind of autonomous brain power. That's not science fiction. It's a hiring revolution. Third, true personalization, finally. No more, hey, insert first name fakery. Real personalization means your entire experience adapts to you. The interface reshapes based on your role. The onboarding path flexes to your goals. Every interaction feels like the tool knows you, and not in a creepy, we read your Slack messages kind of way, but in a, wow, this is exactly what I needed kind of way. Now, to be clear, going AI native isn't just about sprinkling some machine learning on your roadmap. It's a full reset. You need clean, structured, unified data. You need to rethink how your product makes decisions. You need to make AI the core, not the crust. But the payoff? Magic. The kind of products that feel alive, the kind that make your competitors look like they're stuck in 2012. If you're building SaaS and AI isn't baked into the foundation by now, you're already chasing the pack. Let's talk about one of the most glorious messes in modern business. SaaS sprawl, the digital junk drawer of every company. You know the one. Enterprises are juggling more apps than a teenager has Chrome tabs open. 100, 200, sometimes more, each with its own login, its own walled garden of data, and its own monthly invoice that nobody remembers approving. It's like running a relay race where every runner speaks a different language and nobody knows who's holding the baton. So what do people do? They copy and paste, they screenshot dashboards, they manually upload CSVs like it's 2005, it's clunky, it's insecure, it's expensive, and it makes people question their life choices. For a hot minute, the all-in-one platform was supposed to save the day. Just cram every tool into one Frankensuite, slap a synergy label on it, and boom, problem solved. Except nope, those clunky monsters usually create more pain than peace. So what actually works? Two things: API-first design and embedded everything, especially embedded fintech. Let's break that into digestible bites. First, API first. Think of an API as the universal translator for software. It lets apps talk to each other. But here's the thing. APIs used to be treated like leftovers, built last, documented never, and usually broken. API first flips that. Now you start with the API. It's not a bolt-on. It's the blueprint. You build your product on top of it, just like your customers will. This isn't just cleaner architecture, it's a whole new philosophy. You're not building a silo, you're building a system that wants to play nice with others. Your tool becomes the social butterfly of your customer's stack. You're not trying to trap people, you're trying to plug into their world, automate the boring parts, and actually help them get work done. And guess what? Buyers are over the one-size-fits-nobody platforms. They want fluidity. They want everything to sync. They want their CRM and their email tool and their payment processor to high-five each other in real time. If you're API first, you can make that happen. And that makes you not just useful, but indispensable. Now for part 2, embedded services. If API first means your product plays well with others, embedded services means it absorbs them. You don't just integrate a payment button, you become the payment processor. You don't send someone to a third-party lender. You bring the loan officer right inside your app. You're not a dashboard anymore. You're the entire control room. And the crown jewel of this trend, embedded fintech. This is where SaaS starts printing money. Picture a yoga studio using your vertical SaaS platform. Back in the day, they'd schedule classes in your app, process payments with Stripe, get financing from a bank, and handle liability insurance through some dusty broker with a fax machine. It was a mess. Now you embed everything. They schedule classes, sure, but they also collect payments right inside your platform. You take a cut. You offer in-app loans based on their real-time revenue. You take another cut. Insurance, just a few clicks, built in, tailored for yoga studios, all from you. This isn't a nice to have, it's a gravitational pull. Because once you handle the scheduling, marketing, payments, banking, and risk management, leaving your platform is like moving out of your own body. Churn drops like a mic. And your revenue? It multiplies without you raising prices. The numbers are bananas. The embedded finance market is on a rocket ride to trillions, yes, with a T, in the next decade. And SaaS companies that lean into this model aren't just selling tools anymore. They're selling the entire operating system for a business. So here's the ultimate move. Pick a niche. Build the nerve center for that industry with API first thinking. Layer in AI to make it smart. Embed the critical stuff so they never want to leave. And now you're not just another software company, you're the backbone of how that business runs. And that's the third fortune. So we've talked about where the treasure is buried, but let's take a quick detour past the open graves of SaaS ideas that should have stayed dead. Seriously, if you're building one of these, I'm gonna need you to slowly back away from the keyboard. The biggest tombstone in this SaaS graveyard, the one that says, here lies the generic catch-all platform that tried to do everything for everyone and ended up doing nothing for anyone. RIP to the mass market horizontal tools, especially the any size, any industry CRM dream. That dream is now a haunted house filled with bad UI, bloated features, and competitors with deeper pockets than you'll ever have. Let's just be blunt. If your grand plan is to take on Salesforce, good luck. That ship has not only sailed, it's circling the globe on autopilot, buying up islands. You're still gluing together your homepage, and the reason these generic plays are going extinct? There are 5 little SaaS Grim Reapers riding straight at them. Let's call them the 5 horsemen of the SaaSocalypse. First up, commoditization. You build a tool for everyone? Cool. Now you're competing with everyone. Your features aren't special, your pricing is all you've got, and when price is the only battleground, welcome to the Race to Zero Olympics. The gold medal is bankruptcy. Next, CAC is out of control. Customer acquisition is now a full contact sport. You're not just trying to stand out, you're trying to shout over Salesforce, HubSpot, Notion, ClickUp, and 10,000 bootstrapped clones. Ads are expensive, SEO is a battlefield, sales teams are drowning in just checking in emails. You're spending $500 to sell a $20 product. It's upside down economics, it's SaaS roulette, and the chamber's loaded. Third horseman, vertical SaaS is eating your lunch. Remember that CRM you made for everyone? Yeah, the boutique real estate tool with built-in MLS data just stole your real estate clients. The legal CRM with case tracking and invoice trust accounting, that's where the law firms went. And guess what? These vertical tools aren't winning because they have more features. They're winning because they understand their customers better than you ever will. Fourth, Legacy platforms can't play nice. If your product was built back when Vine was still alive, odds are your API is a hot mess. And today's buyers aren't tolerating walled gardens. They want tools that plug into each other like Lego sets, not a medieval castle with a moat and a fax machine. If you're not built to connect, you're built to die. And finally, the CFO scissor hands. Budgets are tight, everyone's cutting fluff. And your generic tool that no one really loves, it's first on the chopping block, especially when there's a sleeker, cheaper, more focused option that actually understands the customer's needs. This is survival of the stickiest. If you're not essential, you're disposable. So, what does this mean for you, brave builder of SaaS dreams? It means don't try to be the next all-in-one anything. That battle ended years ago, and you're showing up to the after party with store brand soda. Instead, build something sharp. Build something weird. Build something narrow, but deep. Own your niche. Wrap your product around a specific industry like a glove. Make it smart, make it connect, make it indispensable. Because the way you win isn't by beating the giants. It's by making them irrelevant. All right, let's zoom out for a second and tie all this together. If you're trying to figure out where the real SaaS wins will be over the next few years, here's the blueprint. First, go deep, not wide. The shotgun approach is dead. Vertical SaaS is where the gold is. Focus on one industry. Obsess over it. Understand their problems better than they do. Then build the thing they can't live without. Second, AI isn't a cherry on top anymore. The next generation of breakout SaaS companies will be built around intelligence, not just sprinkled with it. If your product can't anticipate, decide, or act on behalf of the user, you're already behind. AI native isn't a label, it's table stakes. Third, stop building walled gardens. The modern SaaS stack is one big collab session. Be API first. Make your platform play nice with everything. Better yet, go embedded. Bake in fintech, insurance, logistics, whatever your niche needs to run. Be the product and the ecosystem. And yeah, let's not forget what not to do. The SaaS graveyard is full of horizontal, generic platforms that tried to out-feature the big guys. Newsflash. You're not winning against Salesforce with a prettier UI if your product could be swapped with 5 others and no one would notice. You're already dead in the water. The new game isn't about having the most features. It's about solving one very specific problem better than anyone else. That's the unlock. That's what scales. So if you're a founder, investor, operator, whatever, this shift is your signal. The next few years are going to be wild, and the upside is massive for those who actually see where the puck is going. But hey, that's just one take. Now, I want to hear yours. What shifts are you seeing? Are there trends I missed? What's your bold prediction for where SaaS is heading? Drop it in the comments. And if you're into this kind of breakdown, the trends, the strategy, the stuff that actually moves the needle, hit that subscribe button. This channel's for founders who'd rather build what's next than chase what's trending. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.